Hey everyone, this is LordDavon again, and once, twice, two, three, four, 5 times a week, I invite you into my home so that I can explain something to you, usually in the form of a personal vaporizer. And today is no exception. This is my house, this is my room actually. It's my little sanctuary. Right there's the game room. I've got some cool stuff here, but speaking of cool stuff, today I am going to be showing you guys the Elips mix, Elips 2 mix, Elips W double. It comes under a bunch of different names, but I will tell you one thing, it is not a no-avail product, considering it's all over the Alibaba Chinese pages. But it is a kind of cool product, so let's go over it. Okay, so the Elips 2 mix comes to me courtesy of Discount Vapors. Thank you very much, Discount Vapors, great place to shop. And what I want to do is go over it a little bit. I just dropped one of the CE2s, and I do this on occasion. Alright, so this is the Elips mix. It has 2 connectors. It has a nice long button on it. Let me kill this lighting. It could be a little bright in here. Yep. It's got a nice long button, which shows you that you can push on one side for one flavor, the other side for the other flavor, or in the middle for both. So the basic concept here is you can have more than one flavor all set up at the same time, hit a button, and vape whatever you like, or mix the 2 together. I know this isn't a brand new concept. There are much more expensive devices out there that will allow you to do the same thing, but this is a very inexpensive device, so that's why we look at it today. Now it's 400 milliamp hour. I get about 3 to 4 hours on it on a good charge. It does power hits, so you don't have to vape as much with it. Now it comes with these little CE2 cartomizers. I think I'm going to call them cartridges because they're proprietary. As far as I'm concerned, they are. Now, they do look like a little 510 CE2, but the threading's too tight. It is overly threaded. I don't know if I can get a good picture of this here, but the threading is very, very tight, so it will not fit into your favorite PV, AVPV, whatever you want to call your device. That being said, you can use theirs, and put it in the Elips mix. When you screw this thing together, the idea or the concept is, let's have 2 separate flavors in here, and I have caramel on one side and Taste of Heaven on the other. And we screw it together. Now they give you this neat little tube that you can put on it, and it has 2 little windows in it, and you pop it on, and oops, upside down. You pop it on, and it kind of just sits there and covers over the device, so it becomes one giant unit, and then you put the top on. Yeah, I don't use it. So the top, now we will need the light. The top is basically the top to the CE2s. And it's got 2 CE2 tops on it. You basically just put it over these and fit it into the tube and pop it on. And it works. That's really all there is to putting it together. Of course, you could put the tube on it. I think it looks cooler without it, so I took it off. And then you vape. Like I said, it's a power hit. So how does it work? Well, as you can see, it works very well. There's no weird taste to it, no funny aftertaste, no nothing like that. So the flavors come out, but they are a little muted, a little bit, because it does vape hot. I shouldn't say hot, almost hot. It's a very warm vape. to me, and it gets warmer if you do consecutive hits off of this device. When you do those draws, they do get warmer to the point that they're almost hot, and that's not very appealing to me. The mouthpiece on this is very large. I don't have a huge mouth, and I don't like huge things in my mouth. So those types of fantasy, I don't have those. I just like something smaller, and they could do that with this. They could redesign this. I mean, they could bring them to a center tube that's right in the center. They could shorten this down a bit. It doesn't have to be so pronounced. It's a pretty large device. When all is said and done, but it works okay. The CE2s. Let's take a look at them. They have a rubbery cup cap. We've got too much lighting here. They have a rubbery cup cap. This little thing at the top, which you can bend around. They are tubed in. They do have wires in the CE2. It's not easy to pull apart because you can't put it in any device and just pull the tube off. You have to do it with an Elips mix, which, you know, it's a pretty solid little device, but it's not, I don't have the confidence in this device that if I'm going to continue to pull CE2 tubes off of them while attached, that it's going to stay together. So it is an inexpensive device, and that's what we're talking about here. So what are my thoughts? Well, it's a mixed bag to me. It's not going to be for everyone, and for me, this is not for me. I mean, I do like the way that it hits and the amount of vapor that it produces. I just don't like the heat, and I'm not really sold on this big giant style whistle tip, which it's not uncomfortable, but it's almost uncomfortable, and that's too much of an extreme for me. I would much rather have a smaller whistle tip, which they could do, and I think then it would be an even better device. The concept is great. I can do one side and just vape that side. I can do the other side. And just vape that side. Or I can do the center. And I can vape them both. Concept's great. Like I said, it's not going to be for everybody, but it's a neat little device. If you got some spare change, you want to play around with it, this is pretty cool. It's inexpensive. I think the whole kit's, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks. The 400 mAh battery, it's alright. I mean, I've got worse devices here, and they work fine. So, do I recommend this? If you like a warmer vape, if you don't mind a large whistle tip, then yeah, give it a shot. Try it out. The threading on the 510 connector being too thin, too tightly threaded for any other device, to me is a put-off. Now, the CE2 cartridges are not that expensive. You know, they are inexpensive, actually, but I don't know what kind of longevity we're talking here. I don't know what type of craze this device is going to cause. To me, this is a step in a neat direction. It's getting to a point where you know, vaping is becoming unique. They didn't invent this. You know, I've seen devices out there that will take 3 cartomizers, but you know, they're a couple $100, and this is really inexpensive. The charger unit is, you know, just a little tiny proprietary little looking bugger. USB connection. The Elips Mix is a cool little device, and when you do have the top on it, you do have the windows on the side, so you can see what your juice levels are at. And that's kind of neat. So, am I telling everybody run out and buy this? No. What I'm telling you to do is to think about whether or not this device is for you. And it very well could be. If you like a warm vape, you want a power hit, and you want to mix up some of your juices without actually having to mix up those juices, this would be a great little tester tube kind of device that I think it's going to sell. I really do think it's going to sell. But I don't know if it's going to sell to you. So, this is LordDavon. Let them know I sent you.